Ho 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 ho. Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow Spooky Month and horror enjoyers. Welcome back. So, I finally watched Terrifier. I don't think it's called The Terrifier. I think it's called Terrifier. Literally saw it, finished it like 5 to 10 minutes ago, hot off the presses at the witching hour of 1 a.m. Here we are. What are my opinions of it? Well, to give you guys a little context, I watched this with friends. It was actually recommended to me. Now, for those of you who don't know, because I typically cover gaming stuff on this channel, I'm also very, very big into horror movies. My whole life, especially when I was little, I was a very scared child. I was scared of the dark and I was scared of scary movies. But being the sick individual that I am, for some reason I liked being scared. I liked the thrill. And I remember watching when I was younger The Ring, or not The Ring, sorry, The Grudge. I did also see The Ring later on. But I was watching The Grudge and I was like, wow, this movie scared the ever living shit out of me. And from then on, I got into horror because I would watch the Sci Fi Channel. So, it being spooky month, it being October, me and my friends decided to watch some scary movies. And what we decided to start it with was a recommendation from my friend called Terrifier. I went into this knowing literally nothing. And I had some assumption based on what it looked like. I did look up images of it. And I'll try and give a synopsis. I'll try and give a little spoiler free intro to this. But oh my god, was this a journey? I'm still shocked by what I saw because I think going into this not knowing much is perfect. It really is. So I guess at a certain point I will probably be spoiling a little bit just to, I guess, set expectations and really talk about what I just witnessed. But to try and keep it mostly non spoilery, let's just say I really enjoyed the film, but for the wrong fucking reasons. This film was done with a budget of about $35,000, and I noticed it, right? When I was watching, I was noticing it. Now, the biggest thing about the film is, to kind of give the little synopsis here, is it's about a clown, and the clown's name is Art. He's Art the Clown, and he basically is a psycho, and he goes around doing whatever he likes to do, and terrorizing, as the name might imply of the movie. And, I've seen a lot of movies in my day, right? I'm at the ripe old age of 26 now. I'm an old man, and I've seen a lot of things. And the sad part is, after a certain point, you become jaded, especially with expectations. Because I've seen so many horror movies, I really know the tropes, I know all the classic shots, I know what's going to happen. It's really not surprising. And again, going into this with no expectations was really fucking good because there's a lot of moments in this film that surprised me, and I don't even want to say in a good way, but it was in a bad way that made it good. It's nonsensical. Like, this movie is nonsensical. Art the Clown is amazing. Like, I can almost see this being iconic, and the best thing about the film that I could say about it without really spoiling it is it really reminds me of old school films like Friday the 13th and stuff like that, right? Where it's obviously like low budget. They didn't have much to work with, but they still utilize it well. Now, obviously, this movie has a lot of similar tropes, right? It has a lot of similar tropes as other horror movies where it's like the characters do stuff that just doesn't make sense. For instance, oh, the villain Art the Clown is down. He's incapacitated. You just stabbed him and he fell over, right? Why don't you keep stabbing him? Why don't you cut off his head? Why don't you shoot him or something? Light him on fire, piss on him, I don't know, right? And then there's another trope where it's like, okay, you came into this building through this door. Now you're running around. You can't find the way out. Everything's locked. Why don't you go the way you came? Oh, maybe the killer's blocking it. No, he's not. You could just run out. Maybe, but somehow these people get lost, and it's like, what? But the biggest thing is obviously you have to suspend your disbelief for these things. You really have to go into it just enjoying it for what it is. And once I was able to do that, because I came into this funny as shit, I think clowns are hilarious. And I really gotta say, right, for as low budget as it was, like I said, they do things all very well. Some of the main cast of actors were okay. Like, obviously, they're not like A-list actors, right? We're not gonna have Chris Pratt in here. But I will be straight up honest, the person who did Art the Clown did it so well. Like, it was actually done extremely well. And some of the special effects and stuff were, again, low budget, but it works. The biggest thing about this movie that I really want to push forward is that it works at what it does, and it does it so well. It's almost like a horror, but it's also a comedy, because there are parts where I'm like, oh god, one of the biggest things is suspense that really gets me, right? Suspense and jump scares. And there are those in this film. It is a horror film, but in the same way, if you have a sick mind like me, it's just sometimes this shit is hilarious. Like, I can't believe what I saw, and I really don't want to spoil it, but there's some moments in this film where things happen with Art, the clown, and I'm just sitting there laughing. Like, this guy really is, for lack of a better word, a clown. Now, this is definitely not a movie for kids, right? There's some horror movies that obviously we see as kids. Like, again, I'll take Friday the 13th, right? Friday the 13th, it's a slasher movie, it's a little gory, but it's not really nothing too crazy, right? Especially for back in the day. This movie, I think, is steps above that for a lot of other reasons. So if you're a kid, if you're under 18, I don't think you should see this movie. And there's a very specific part where I was like, oh my god. One thing I will say is Art really became one of my favorite like movie villains after this. And again, I really went into this thinking this was going to be stupid, and it was, but in all the right ways. I'm honestly shocked at just how dumb this was. Now, for those of you who also don't know, there's a Terrifier, because I didn't know this either. There's a Terrifier 2 and a Terrifier 3. I'm probably going to now watch these because I looked up the reviews, I looked up the budget. Apparently, everything gets better from here. So it's like at the start of our journey, we're already hitting it off strong. Now, again, maybe now I'll have different expectations for 2 and 3 because 1 wowed me so much, but this was fucking crazy. Like, I can't say too much, but let's just say Art is the best part of this fucking movie. It's so funny. Obviously, there's cliches. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff you have to just suspend your disbelief for. But if you go into it with an open mind, and when I say open, I mean really open, it's a really fucking good movie. That's all I really had to say about it without spoiling it. And again, I think I'd be doing a disservice by spoiling it, but I was honestly shocked that the first movie I saw in Spooky Month, which I thought was going to be stupid and dumb, was really fucking good. Terrifier was so fucking like, oh my god, it's so sad because I'm giving it a 7 out of 10, right? Just to reveal the smoke behind the mirrors here. I'm rating this a 7 out of 10 Art the Clowns, and that's purely because it was so low quality, so low budget, and some of the acting from everyone else but Art was a little lackluster, right? It seems like they're obviously not experienced, but I think that really adds to the charm. It really feels like an old school horror movie where it's like they didn't have much to work with, but they do it well. And I'm shocked that this came out in 2016 and they did what they did. They really made it feel like an old school classic horror movie, which was really fucking nice. So I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do in the future with this shit. I'm really fucking excited. This was an absolute treat, and I recommend anyone who wants to experience a horror slash a comedy in some ways, go watch this film. Again, it's so fucking sad that I have to rate it low, but I'm preparing for the future because if the future films can capture what Art did in this film, but just do it higher quality with better actors, this shit is gonna be so fucking amazing, funny, and scary at some points too. To me, it's more funny than scary, and also sometimes it's a little sick too. And it's just like I just can't believe what I saw. I honestly can't believe what I saw. I would very highly recommend this. It's really just a 7 because it gets held back by other things, but apparently this is the weakest one of the trio from what I've looked up. So that's gonna be it for my review of Terrifier. I saw it and I liked it, and I'm shocked by it. I'm still shocked by what I saw. It's so funny. I can imagine this being iconic. Like, this is a killer I could see in DBD. This is something that I could see around in media now as popular, even though I really haven't seen it before, sadly, which makes me think it's not mainstream, even though they got 3 movies now. The current movie just released this year, too. So, there's high hopes for this shit. I hope Art gets the recognition he deserves, man. This shit was amazing. Anyway, if you enjoyed, please let me know, and please watch me at Twitch TV /Tecnics channel. Ooh, ooh, ooh.